Hello everyone, my name is Lise Fabre. I am a technical officer at PFC International and I will present you this module 7, Trademarks Rules and Requirements Labeling Database. During this presentation, I will talk about the technical and graphic requirements related to the different kind of usage of the PFC trademarks. I will also talk about how to get a PFC trademarks license and about what's our PFC label generator. But first, I would like to talk about the PFC Trademark Standard 2001, which covers the rules and requirements for users of the PFC trademarks. More specifically, it covers the ownership of the PFC trademarks, the scope of the PFC trademarks, and all the usage, technical, and graphic requirements of the PFC labels. So PFC Council owns two trademarks, the initials mark, so the letters PEFC, and the figurative mark, with the initials, so the two trees surrounded by this circle and the initials placed underneath. These trademarks are registered worldwide and they shall not be used with the R or TM symbols. And in order to use them, organizations shall hold a trademarks license. Now let's see the requirements to use the PFC trademarks. So as I've just said, in order to use the PFC trademarks, you shall hold a PFC trademarks license. You should also ensure to keep PFC trademarks separated from other trademarks. And if they are placed next to claims, messages, or labels, it shall be clear that they mean different things and what they refer to. It's mandatory to use the PFC label generator to create and to generate PFC labels and logos. You also shall be sure about the legal compliance of the PFC trademarks usage with your national legislations. Now, how to get a PFC usage license. So today we are interested in two cases. The first one is for chain of custody certified entities, such as furniture manufacturers, wood traders, and the other one is for non-certified entities, such as retailers. So for chain of custody certified entities, they must get certified against the PFC chain of custody standard, first of all. And then after receiving their certificate, the PFC member operating in their country will invite them to sign the PFC trademarks usage contract. Once the organization signs the PFC trademarks usage contract with the PFC member, it will get a license number. And after that, the organization will be given access to the label generator and will be able to start using the PFC labels and logos. For non-standard entities, they shall get in touch with the PFC member operating in their country as well. They will also have to sign a PFC trademarks usage contract with this member, and they will also get their own license number. Once they have their license number, they will also be given access to the label generator and they will be able to start using PFC trademarks. So what's the PFC label generator? It's an online tool only accessible to PFC license holders. It helps PFC license holders to produce PFC logos and labels in compliance with the requirements of the PFC trademark standard. It's also a public website open to everyone, and it provides information related to PFC certification in general. It also gives access to PFC documentation and many other resources for the general public. Now let's talk about the scope of the PFC trademarks. There are two different ways to use the PFC trademarks. There is the on-product usage and the off-product usage. For the on-product usage, there are three sub-ways to use the PFC label and logo. There is the direct usage on tangible product, the indirect usage on media and marketing materials referring to a tangible product, and there is the direct or indirect usage referring to material used during the production process. For off-product usage, we talk about promotional usage, and it covers everything that is not on-product usage. Let's have a look at some examples. So first of all, of direct usage on tangible products. So here the logo you see is placed directly on the product. There is no doubt that these logos are referring to the product they are put on. So we see here timber yards, panels, and piece of furniture. Now some example of indirect usage on media and marketing materials. Here we see a brochure on which is advertised a kitchen, and here a PFC label. This label refers to the kitchen. It's not directly put on the kitchen furniture, but on the marketing material. The brochure itself doesn't need to be certified, and the company promoting the certified product, so the kitchen, is responsible for the usage of the label and not the printer of the brochure, unless they are the same company. Another example of indirect usage on product. So here, the label we see is not placed directly on a product, but refers to the product placed on the shelf. And a little exercise to difference the direct usage and the indirect usage. On the left-hand side, you see a direct usage. It's a magazine with a PFC label on. The label refers to the certified magazine, and it's a direct usage. On the right side, the logo is not placed directly on the product certified, it's on the website, but it refers to this certified product. And it's an indirect usage. Some examples of an off-product usage. So I'm moving this here. So here in a shop, the logo doesn't refer directly to a product, but tells customers that this shop is providing PFC certified products. And there is the label message just underneath this logo. Here at an event, again, the PFC logo and the promotional label message. And here on a sustainable report, here. And it's for promotional purposes. Now let's talk about the PFC trademarks users groups. So today we will focus on two different groups. The first one is the group C, chain of custody certified entities. and non-certified organization procuring PFC certified finished product and not procuring PFC certified finished product. The table on the left of the slide shows what each group of PFC trademarks users can use the PFC trademark and how they can use the PFC trademark. So as you can see, Group C certified entities can use the PFC trademarks directly on the product, indirectly on media and marketing materials, and off product for promotional purposes. Group D users, which are procuring PFC certified finished products, such as retailers, cannot put PFC labels and logos directly on product, but can refer to them on media and marketing material. And they can also use the PFC trademarks for off-product and for promotional purposes. Non-certified organizations not procuring PFC certified finished product cannot use the PFC trademarks on product directly nor indirectly, but can only use it for promotional purposes. On the right side, you see a screenshot of Appendix 1 of the PFC trademark standard, and it shows all the alternative promotional label messages that users can use depending on their user group. Now let's see the technical requirements related to the usage of PFC labels. So the first one we will talk about is that the product the trademarks refers to shall be clear. If it's not clear what the trademarks refer to, the name of the product can be added in the label message or right underneath the PFC logo if needed. So as you can see on this image on the right side, there is a wooden toy wrapped into a packaging made of wood-based material. If there would be a logo here, it wouldn't be clear if it refers to the toy or the packaging. So in this case, it's needed to add the name of the product the logo refers to. The second technical requirement is that to determine the percentage of certified material, the complete product shall be considered. More specifically, for on-product usage, there are two labels. The first one is the PFC certified label, and the second one is the PFC recycled label. In order to use the PFC certified label, the product must at least contain 70% of PFC certified material and a maximum of 99.9% recycled material. If there is no recycled content at all in the finished product, then the word recycled may be taken away from the label message. And the same for controlled sources. If there are none, then it can be removed from the label message. For PFC recycled label to be used, there must be at least 100% of material coming from recycled sources, as per PFC's definition of recycled material. As I've just explained, in the case where it's not clear what the label refers to, the name of the product can be added to the label message. Instead of this product, it can refer to this table, this toy is from sustainably managed forests. Regarding the usage of PFC initials on product, the requirements are the same. If you want to use the PFC initials on product, the product should at least contain a minimum of 70% of certified material and etc. And it shall be used together with the organization's trademarks license number in the case where there is no logo elsewhere on the product. The idea of the license number is to identify the producer. So if there is no logo to identify the producer, then the trademarks license number shall be added to the PFC initials. And it shall be clear what the initials refer to. Regarding the off-product usage, the off-product label can be used if it's clear what it refers to and if the label message is included together with the logo. The requirements for the initials for promotional usage is the same. And as I've told you earlier, there are alternative promotional label messages available in the Appendix 1 of the PFC trademark standard, and it depends on which in which user group you are. You are entitled to different kind of label messages. Now, regarding the graphic requirements, let's see the different elements composing a label. So there is the PFC logo, the PFC license number underneath, the label message, the name, the label message, and the website. Again, I would like to emphasize that this trademark shall not be used with the R or TM symbols. There are three standard colors. So there is the green, the black, and the white. The orientation, dimensions, and minimum size shall be respected. And the ratio and proportions of the PFC label shall not be modified from what you get from the PFC label generator. Related to the placement, you should ensure a minimum amount of surrounding clear space around the PFC label to ensure that it's not cluttered or to make sure that it's easily recognizable. So usually we use the little p of the PFC initial to determine this space. All elements composing the label are optional, except the PFC logo and the label name of the PFC recycled label. PFC trademarks license holder can request an approval for non-standard usage of the PFC trademarks to PFC International if it's related to a change of color, like here in these two examples. Most requests are related to the change of color, the omission of the PFC license number, or the respect of the minimum size. And depending on the request, it will go to PFC International or the PFC member. To request an approval, organizations can use the PFC label generator. It was made for this as well. And to finish, let's see some wrong examples of label usage. So for instance, here the color has been changed. Here the proportion of the label content has been changed. Here the font of the label content has been changed. So here it's too small, too big. Here the label has been stretched. Here, the label, the message put right next to the PFC label is not standard and can be misleading. Here, the distance between the label elements have been modified. Here, some elements have been taken away, and here it's a promotional label put on product, so this is a wrong usage as well. Here it's a bit blurred, and here the distance between two labels has not been respected. And that's it for me. Thank you.